Senator Adam Schiff is a Democrat of California. He also serves on the Judiciary Committee, where he's emerged as a leading opponent of Ed Martin's nomination, and he joins me now. Senator, it's good to have you. Let's start first with your reaction to Senator Tillis's announcement today he will not support the nomination.
Well, it's an important development because, as you say, this is one of, if not the worst nominations Trump has made. And as you also said, it's a pretty low bar, but this guy clears it. And this particular U.S. Attorney's Office is very important. They all are, but this one handles not only federal crimes, but because it's in the District of Columbia, a lot of serious state crimes as well. So it's really double duty in that office. The last thing you want is someone who has no prosecutorial experience, and Martin has none. The last thing you want is someone whose only relevant experience is defending people who violently attacked the Capitol, who he believes should be restored whatever fines and restitution they paid and deserve reparations, that is, the perpetrators of that crime. Someone who dismissed a case against his own client, a plain ethical violation. Someone who has touted this Nazi sympathizer, this Hitler mustache-wearing sympathizer. This is a partial list, but the decision by Thom Tillis is significant. I put a hold on his nomination. Dick Durbin has called for a hearing in the Judiciary Committee. All of this has allowed us to get out more information to the committee and the public about how dangerous a nominee he is.
Yeah, that initial point, just to sort of stress that for a second, because we didn't even mention it, this office, there is no district attorney for Washington, D.C., the way there is for, Manhattan or Los Angeles. Any street crime, anything that's happening is run by this person who has also no prosecutorial experience. So take everything aside about who he's, what his politics are and what he's done, it does seem like this is someone who is not up to the job. And I will say that we've got reporting from the Wall Street Journal this evening that at least half a dozen other GOP senators have privately expressed opposition. People familiar with the discussion said, are you confident this is a done deal, or where do you see this standing right now?
I wish I could say I'm confident it's a done deal, but we have seen how the president, armed with this MAGA, very vocal wing around the country, can put incredible pressure on senators to confirm even the most unfit people. If Thom Tillis sticks with his position, it means that Ed Martin won't get through our committee, but they may try to do an end run around the committee or find some other way to install him, notwithstanding the expiration of his temporary appointment. So I don't think we're out of the woods completely, but it is a positive sign that Republican senators are recognizing and starting to speak out about his patent unfitness for office.
I have you here as a senator from California. I wanted to ask you about a story I've been tracking, which is a little complicated, a little technical, but concerns California in an important way. And I guess my top line way I would articulate this is Senate Republicans are basically breaking the rules of the Senate so as to force California to make its air dirtier. This is how I understand it. Is that a fair characterization? Like, how would you explain what's happening?
That's a totally fair characterization. So the Republicans hate California because we impose these clean air and clean water rules, and because we're such a big and influential state, a lot of other states follow suit, as indeed they have our clean air rules. So in a way, California is leading the nation on environmental policy, particularly in years where we have a Republican presidency that is trying to push the country in the opposite direction. So they want to overturn California's clean air rules, but the parliamentarian says you need 60 votes to do that. And they are poised to overrule the parliamentarian, to basically go nuclear is what it's called. So end the filibuster effectively as it pertains to environmental laws. If they go down that road, that same process will be used against them. I don't think they want to go down that road, but at this moment, they are so determined to help polluters pollute more, they seem ready to do it.
Yeah, and this is a really key point. Like, it sounds technical and overrule the parliamentarian, but fundamentally it's, we're going to change the threshold unilaterally to 50 votes. And this has been a huge fight on a bunch of things. I personally think the filibuster in both directions is overly invoked and used, but this would this would be something seismic, even though they're kind of cloaking it in the sort of technical language of overruling the parliamentarian.
I think that's exactly right. And in a way, because they're choosing something that in the bigger scheme of things is smaller than some of their other priorities, if they're going to go nuclear on this, it means they're going to go nuclear on everything else or anything else. So it would be a fundamental change. It will mean, frankly, that Trump and the MAGA world can do whatever they want to do with 50 votes. And that will very much change the character not only of this Congress and this Senate, but it will change the Senate for good. And I think they may rue the day they do.
Part of this has to do with California law that would phase out the sale of gas-powered cars, which is crucial to hitting those Paris climate goals, and also crucial to moving the auto industry in that direction. Speaking of industry in California, you are at the front lines of the impending tariff-produced economic disruption. And I want to play for you the LA Port's chief, Gene Soroka, who was not really on my radar screen until recently, but has been a fascinating voice to listen to because he's sort of sitting there watching all this happen. Just talk a little bit about what has been happening in your home state as it gets the kind of first wave of the tariff disruption. Take a listen.
If we get a deal, it's going to take about a month. Let me walk you through that real quick. About 2 weeks to get the ships repositioned around these major ports, from Qingdao to Shanghai to Xiamen, load up all those containers, and then another 2 weeks to steam across the Pacific to get to us. This is important because now we're talking about spring and summer fashion. So we're kind of at a crux here that we've got to have something pretty quick.
How concerned are you about the impacts for your state?
I'm very concerned. I was at one of California's ports just a week or so ago, and they were talking about the real declines in traffic they're seeing into the port, which they can see across the horizon because you can see when ships leave from overseas, when they're going to arrive. You can see the fall off in cargo containers. I think they're expecting within the next couple of weeks to see a third of their traffic disappear, and maybe even more in terms of the number of cargo containers. So it's going to have a huge impact on the economy of our state, but it's going to have a huge impact on the country's economy. And I think even if the president reverses course, and Chris, frankly, I think the president is going to cave probably within the next couple of weeks. He'll find some face-saving claim of a non-existent deal to justify it. But even then, the damage in the near term is irreversible, and I think a lot of the damage he's done is irreversible in the long term. He's already caused the economy to contract, and we need to be doing everything we can to improve the economy, doing things that are counterproductive, like these tariffs and like other body blows to the economy, I think are pushing the country towards a recession, which would be tragic. And Donald Trump will own it. It will be the Trump recession if it happens. And some of these, I think, body blows are going to be hard to recover from.
Yeah, a face-saving climb down at this point is the best-case scenario. We may not even get that, Senator Adam Schiff of California. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.